law is separated into two categories, written law and unwritten law. Written law are those that have been enacted by legislation or the Constitution. Unwritten law are those that do not appear in statutes but can be found in court rulings. It is referred to as case law or common law. Malaysian case law may apply in cases where there is no statute that governs the situation. If no Malaysian case law exists, English case law can be used. Cases from Australia, India, and Singapore have all been presented as persuasive authority. For Malaysia, written law is referred to law which is made by formal legislative bodies, include federal constitution, state constitution, and legislation enacted by parliament and state assemblies. Next is for unwritten law. There are some sources that can follow in order to make a decision on a case. The sources is English common law and rules of equity, case law, custom and Sharia Islamic law. So, based on these sources, Malaysian legal system can refer in order to make a decision a case outside the written law. Next is Malaysian judicial system. In Malaysia, the court carries the function of judiciary and separated from legislative and executive division of the government. The primary court basically has the power of civil and criminal matters. The civil jurisdiction is related to matters of family affair, estate, trust, will, contract, and commons. Meanwhile, for criminal jurisdiction is on criminal case, such as drug trafficking, murder, and robbery. There are two types of court, which is superior courts and subordinate courts. The superior court consists of federal court, court of appeal, and high court. The subordinate court consists of session court, magistrate court, and penghulus court.
As we know, the sources of Malaysian law can be classified into written law and unwritten law. The most essential sources of law is written law. It refers to law which is made by a formal legislative bodies. The written law includes the federal constitution, state constitution, legislation, and subsidiary legislation. The federal constitution is the supreme law of the land. In general, any law which is inconsistent with federal constitution is invalid. As a result, it established the federal and state government to make the law. If any provision is missing in a state constitution, or if it is inconsistent with the federal constitution, then the federal constitution will prevail. Legislation is defined as a piece of legislation passes by a body established for that purpose. Finally, the delegated legislation is another term for subsidiary legislation. A statute gives an authority to enact rules and regulations. The unwritten law mainly comprise of the English common rules and rules of equity, case law, customs, and the last one is Islamic law. Section 3, subsection 1, Civil Law Act 1956 said that in Peninsular Malaysia, the court shall apply the common law of England and rules of equity as applied in England until 7 April 1956. In Malaysia, judges in the lower courts must follow the decision of higher courts in identical cases. According to the judicial precedent doctrine, Malaysians' customs are also a legal source. Every ethics group has its own set of tradition. Last but not least, Islamic law system applies only to Muslims and is administered separately under the Islamic legal system.
Assalamualaikum and hi, my name is Farah Dila binti Arif and I'm going to continue this presentation with the question 2. Alright, for the question 2, which courts that have jurisdiction to try the civil dispute involving Andrea Carlton and the Khatulistiwa Haven? Alright, the subordinate courts at 1948 and the courts of judicature at 1964 established the court's jurisdiction in civil and criminal issues. Article 121 of the Constitution establishes two High Court with coordinate jurisdiction, one in Malaya and one in Sabah and Sarawak. As a result, the courts in Peninsular Malaysia and East Malaysia will have a different local jurisdiction. The Chief Justice of the Federal Court of Malaysia, sometimes also known as the Chief Justice of Malaysia, holds the top post in Malaysia's judiciary. This legal case is heard by the Session Court. This is clearness of the part of Khatulistiwa Haven, which can be sued in civil court in the claim Act 6 RM 1 million. Original civil in the jurisdiction of the Session Court in civil proceeding including motor vehicle accident, landlord-tenant, distress action, and other matters where amount is disputed over RM 1 million, except those punishable by death penalty. That's all for me. Next, I'm going to pass this presentation to the next presenter, which is Muhammad Daniel.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Muhammad Daniel Haikal bin Zain Azra. So today I'm going to present for question number 3 for task 1 on assignment of commercial law. So the question is, which courts that have jurisdictions to try the case of Daniel Kasman? So my answer is for original jurisdictions, there are two courts that can have jurisdictions on Daniel Kasman case. This is because Daniel Kasman case is punishable by death penalty, because the Daniel Kasman case is involving the punishment of 302 section 302 that can that will make him into the hanging rope. So for the courts that will involve is the High Court and Federal Court on original jurisdictions. Other than that, there are another one that can the court that will involve in Daniel that can give jurisdictions on Daniel Kasman case is Appellate of Court. But this court only have the jurisdiction is appellate jurisdictions for Daniel Kasman. So if the case on appellate jurisdictions, then yes, the Court of Appeal can give their jurisdictions on Daniel Kasman case. But without the appellate jurisdictions, only two courts that will involve in jurisdiction of Daniel Kasman, which is High Court and Federal Court. So as a conclusion, from doing this assignment, we can conclude that that our Malaysia legal system is really influenced by British government, because as we all know, we have been organized or have been governed by British before we independent. So as you can see, we really have a similarity on our law, but as we do this assignment, we learn that there are lots of jurisdictions, there are a lot of types of jurisdictions, and there are different level of courts in Malaysia. In order to give the best, in order to discuss the case or to try the case on a certain level, and we also learn that our legal system is very tight, very fair, trying to be the best legal system in Malaysia. And we also learn that our main legal is written law, which is our constitution. So we must respect that as our main law for our Malaysia. So I think That's all from us. Thank you.